Welcome to the Collapse Experiment, where I discuss our current situation with the collapse that we are experiencing here in the United States and abroad, because let's face it, everything's a shit show right now. So this isn't going to be like one of my new normal videos where it's obviously not live and I don't have a series of articles to read from because it's been one of those days. 30 something degrees outside, high winds. I'm still trying to get stuff done around the house. Wife and kids have the day off, and quite frankly, this is the first moment I've had to do anything like this at all today so far. But there are a few things in the news that I felt were worth bringing up. Currently, Germany is supplying a bunch of weapons to Ukraine. I believe that includes like 1970s era tanks, German tanks, being given to an army that has a Nazi battalion to fight Russians. There's so much that could be said about that. But it was stated by the Russian government that if those weapons end up being used against the Russians, that will be a declaration of war, and they will consider Germany a hostile country towards them. So there is that. Basically, Germany and Russia are at war now. Awesome. There's still troop buildup happening towards Finland. Yeah, Finland, of all countries, because they want to join NATO. They're like, we don't like what's going on. Poland is demanding to have nuclear weapons to try to discourage Russia from invading them. And it sounds like we are in talks with Poland to supply said weapons to Poland. Yay! And then to really hit it off, Russia stated that any NATO U.S. convoys bringing in supplies or weapons to Ukraine will be viewed as a hostile target, and they will act accordingly. So basically, NATO and the U.S. are now at war with Russia because we are supplying Ukraine with all kinds of stuff, giving them all kinds of goodies, and it's exhausting. Having said all that, am I are these things I'm really concerned about? Well, yeah, because there's still these things called nuclear weapons, and we still have a lot of them, and Russia still has a lot of them, and now we're handing over some to Poland, allegedly. Um, Food prices are insane. Oh, here's another good piece of news. So, Shanghai is one of the biggest ports in China. And a lot of the exporting that happens from Shanghai comes to the US, which goes to your supermarket and goes to the machine shop down the street and your auto repair store. And basically, all of our stuff comes from China. And not that long ago, it was reported that like 500 ships were stuck in Shanghai, not able to leave because of the lockdown. And now it's said that there's probably closer to 1,000, if not more, cargo ships that are ready to leave, but they can't because Shanghai is locked down and the Chinese Communist Party won't let them leave due to the lockdown. From my understanding, it is 4 to 6 weeks between when those boats come to shore, when stuff gets on the shelf. Um, so 4 to 6 weeks, we're looking at, I don't know, I heard one estimate that there was like 3 to 4 weeks worth of food that, that we currently have available for the entire country. That shouldn't be concerning at all. And to top it off, if those boats haven't left yet, that means that there's going to be a window where nothing's coming into the country, nothing's traveling towards the shelf, warehouses are empty. What you have at your supermarket is what you have. It's not looking good at all. If you've ever seen this channel, Adventures with Dano, where every day he goes to a different supermarket to see what's missing from the shelves, how high prices have risen for certain items. You should check it out. It's very eye-opening, and yeah, there's it's hit or miss with a lot of places. And some places, like where I live, like there's days where you're walking down the aisle and it's like, where'd all the ramen go? Like one of those really, really, really cheap staples that any poor person can buy, and it's gone. Um, Having said that, so it looks like towards the end of spring, early summer, we're really going to start seeing the effects of this lockdown in Shanghai. I have a feeling that's also when food is going to skyrocket, because if they don't have anything coming in, scarcity is going to cause the price increase, and it's going to be compounded with the inflation, and things are going to get crazy. So yeah, the lockdowns don't look like they're going to end anytime soon in Shanghai. There's tons of videos coming out from that area where they're rounding up cats to euthanize, and people are being, they're testing people outdoors and in public, and if they test positive, they just take them away. I've seen some of the photos of the facilities where they have like these 6 foot walls in between like beds where people are being kept, and it's like, you know this is airborne, right? So like when you have 20 feet of open ceiling area above the couple hundred people you have in this open facility, that shit's gonna happen. I also heard that the military had to be brought in because people are, well, for one, they're committing suicide due to hunger and starvation. They'd rather just throw themselves off their balconies than deal with that. There's one video of somebody dragging the refrigerator out onto the balcony and opening the doors to show he has nothing in his apartment to eat. Drones are telling people to go back inside and try to suppress your urge for freedom. Yeah, so the military's come in. There's been people causing a ruckus in the street. I saw one video where a man was screaming and yelling in the street. He just lost it, and I don't blame him. And people are like, "Oh, the Communist Party, they're gonna come and get you," and he's like, "I don't care." Hate to say it, I understand the situation where he's hungry, nobody's doing anything for him, the government's not upholding its end of the deal to protect and serve its people. So he's lost it, but the ranting and raving and the screaming and throwing stuff and kicking things in the street and kind of reminded me of some of the crackheads I used to live around. So I do have a few other videos I'm going to be working on. I don't know when that's going to happen. Have some family coming to visit this weekend, which means no time to do this. So probably Monday, Tuesday, I'll have those out. Just answering some questions from some viewers. I don't know why it's plural. It's all questions coming from one person. But yeah, I'll get to those. Some stuff about like how much gold and silver should people have, and I forget what the other question was now, but I'll look it up. I'll do a video on that. But yeah, things are getting crazy. I would say shit's already hit the fan, and it's midair. It hasn't splattered on the walls or the windows yet. There's still time to duck and take cover and have minimal amount of damage if you can possibly minimize something like that. I've actually seen situations that look like shit hit the fan, literally, and yeah, it's no good. It's not a good situation at all. So having said that, so more videos are going to be on the way, answering some viewer questions. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, post them in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and clicking the thing changes the algorithm so more people can view this. I get so tired of YouTube people saying stuff like that. I really don't want to have to say stuff like that, but I'm pretty much stagnant at like 364, 365 viewers, subscribers, and I feel like the more people that could watch some of this would probably benefit them, but that's just me. Who knows? Maybe I'm just entertaining in the wrong way. But on that note, keep on typing.